Today, we're breaking down a major moment in the stock market and healthcare industry. Medline Incorporated ringing the Nasdaq Opening Bell and what it means for investors, the healthcare sector, and the future of Medline stock. On December 17th, 2025, Medline Incorporated officially rang the opening bell at the Nasdaq market site in Times Square, New York. The ceremony marked Medline's first day of trading as a publicly listed company on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange, under the ticker symbol MDLN. While the bell ringing itself is symbolic, the event represents something much bigger, a major private healthcare company stepping into the public markets. Medline Incorporated is not a new or small company. It is one of the world's largest manufacturers and distributors of medical surgical products. Hospitals, clinics, nursing homes, and healthcare providers around the globe rely on Medline for essentials like surgical tools, gloves, gowns, diagnostics, and supply chain solutions. For decades, Medline operated as a privately held, family-owned business, steadily growing into a healthcare powerhouse without public investors. The decision to go public through an initial public offering, or IPO, marked a turning point in the company's history. Medline's IPO was one of the largest of 2025, with approximately 216 million shares offered to the public at a price of around $29 per share. This raised roughly $6.26 billion, making it one of the most significant healthcare IPOs in recent years. As a result, Medline stock instantly became a focal point for institutional investors, retail traders, and analysts watching the healthcare sector. The Nasdaq Opening Bell ceremony is a long-standing tradition. Every trading day begins with the opening bell, signaling the start of buying and selling on the exchange. When a company rings the bell, it's usually to celebrate a milestone such as an IPO, anniversary, or major achievement. In Medline's case, the bell ringing symbolizes official transition from a private company to a publicly traded one, opening the door for anyone to invest in Medline stock. Medline CEO Jim Boyle participated in the ceremony, representing the company as it entered this new chapter. For Medline employees, leadership, and early stakeholders, this moment marked years of preparation and growth. For the broader market, it introduced a major healthcare supplier into public trading at a time when healthcare infrastructure, medical supply chains, and hospital efficiency are under intense focus. So, why does Medline stock matter to investors? First, Medline operates in a defensive sector. Healthcare demand tends to remain strong regardless of economic cycles because medical care is essential. This gives companies like Medline a level of stability compared to more cyclical industries. Investors often look to healthcare stocks as long-term holdings, especially those with established customer bases and global distribution networks. Second, Medline's scale is a major advantage. The company serves thousands of healthcare facilities worldwide and has deep relationships with hospitals and healthcare systems. Its business model goes beyond selling products. It also provides logistics, supply chain optimization, and data-driven solutions. This creates recurring revenue and customer loyalty, which are attractive traits for long-term investors evaluating Medline stock. Third, the funds raised from the IPO give Medline new opportunities. As a public company, Medline can use capital from the market to invest in innovation, expand internationally, improve manufacturing, and pursue acquisitions. This could strengthen its competitive position and drive future revenue growth. Public listing also increases transparency, with regular financial reporting that helps investors better evaluate performance. However, investing in Medline stock also comes with considerations. As a newly public company, Medline now faces market pressures it did not have before. Quarterly earnings expectations, stock price volatility, and public scrutiny can influence decision-making. Additionally, the healthcare supply industry is competitive, with pressure on pricing and margins from hospitals seeking cost efficiency. The timing of Medline's IPO is also important. Healthcare systems worldwide are recovering from supply chain disruptions experienced in recent years. Companies that can deliver reliability, efficiency, and innovation may benefit, but they must also manage rising costs, regulatory changes, and global economic uncertainty. How Medline navigates these challenges will play a role in how Medline stock performs over time. The Nasdaq listing itself is significant. Nasdaq is known for hosting innovative, growth-oriented companies, particularly in technology and healthcare. Being listed on Nasdaq increases Medline's visibility among global investors and aligns a company with other major healthcare and life sciences firms. This exposure can attract institutional investment and improve stock liquidity. For everyday investors, the Medline IPO represents a rare opportunity to invest in a well-established healthcare company that previously wasn't available on the public market. Unlike startups that go public with limited operating history, Medline brings decades of experience, infrastructure, and customer relationships. That history can provide confidence, but investors should still evaluate financial statements, growth plans, and market conditions before making decisions about Medline stock. In summary, Medline Incorporated ringing the Nasdaq Opening Bell was more than a ceremonial moment. It marked the arrival of a major healthcare supplier into the public markets through one of the largest IPOs of 2025. Medline stock now represents a new option for investors seeking exposure to the healthcare supply and medical technology space. As Medline begins life as a publicly traded company, its performance will depend on execution, market conditions, and its ability to adapt in a rapidly evolving healthcare landscape. Whether you're a long-term investor, a healthcare industry observer, or simply tracking major market events, Medline's Nasdaq debut is a milestone worth watching closely.